Hey, on today's video, I'm going to show you exactly how to format your website so that it sells. I'm Jean, and I help creative entrepreneurs scale their businesses with design and marketing. If that's something that interests you, and hey, that's me. Click the subscribe button below so you don't miss a video. My favorite website platform is Squarespace, hands down. But if you don't use Squarespace, this format will work for you as well, because basically it's a format. So when you are setting up your website, it's basically kind of logical order. You go from the navigation bar down to the header. The header is very important because you basically have 3 seconds to capture your audience's attention. And the best way to do that is with a few things. So the first way is you actually need to understand your audience and get your messaging top notch, because the messaging is actually what is going to repel or attract the people to your website. And what do I mean by messaging? Well, whatever you have that you want to give in this area in your header, it needs to, number one, tell the person they're in the right place. So you need to understand who your audience is. That's very important. Who is your ideal client? Who will light you up if they say, I want to hire you and here's my money? What type of client would that be? So you need to know who you are marketing to and then work on your messaging. So for me, I have a Dream Client Finder. It's this great workbook that will walk you through all the questions that I give to my own branding clients, and it will help you really zero in on who you want to attract, and that will allow you to get your messaging spot on, so you're talking straight to them. That's very important. I love design, just like every other designer, but we all know that the messaging will win you clients or lose you clients. We want to get you winning clients. So that's number one. Make sure that messaging is on point and your audience will know that you are for them based on your messaging. And then the next part would be your design, because that is basically your brand's voice. When you are writing website copy, I'll tell you as a designer, website copy is not my secret sauce, but I understand how to do it. However, I'm no dummy, and I know that community over competition is better. It's a better way to run business, and that's how I run mine. So I'm going to direct you to the person that can help you with content, all things content, and that's Ashlyn Carter. So below in the comments, I am going to put a link to my Dream Client Finder so that you can do the legwork and the research if you don't know already who your ideal client is. So that will be in the link below. And then number two, I'm going to put the link to Ashlyn Carter's YouTube video that covers exactly what you should be doing in your content for your website. So those are 2 pieces of gold that I'm handing out today. Let me know in the comments below if you know who your ideal client is, or if you've been trying to market with a certain type of messaging and it hasn't gotten you results. So let me know what your struggles have been in the messaging department in the comments below. So after you write the content, then you have the design part. So the header holds the content. The header is the design that is for your header. So for me, if you go to my website, you'll see I have an illustration in the corner or to the right that is something that we create here in-house as well. We do illustrations. I really like using design elements along with photos and colors and fonts to bring a new and fresh experience to the people that are coming to my website. So I actually created a typographic element which says hello there. I keep hitting my mic. It says hello there, but that is a graphic. So I created that in Canva, and I'm going to do another video on exactly how to create those type of graphic elements so that you can add interest to your website and help you stand out from the competition. Your header can be a complete image, and then on the image could be your who you are, who you help, and how you help. Underneath that content, you put a button. That's the call to action. That call to action is money, because if your messaging doesn't apply to them, they won't click that. But if it does apply, you need to literally hold your audience's hand because they need guidance. So you're going to be there and you're going to say, learn more, or work with us, or see my services. Anything that's a call to action that's going to get people to click it. That is in the header. For me, I don't have an entire image that goes from corner to corner. I have the illustration, and then I have the graphic element, then I have my messaging, then I have my call to action. And then if you have been on any podcasts or on any blogs, like a guest blogger, or in any summits, any articles, a lot of people, you can submit your work to Huffington Post and Forbes and other big name publications, which gives you even more momentum and calls you out as an expert in your area. So that's all called social proof, and that's very important to add. So give yourself credit where credit's due. On my website, I have been on a podcast and I've been in 2 summits. So that is listed underneath my call to action. So that is number 1, huge. Your messaging, your header, everything that goes into that very first spot, and where people have 3 seconds to decide if you're it or you're not. So let's see. So number 2 is your branding. Branding is my secret sauce. Branding is what I love. I love colors, fonts, and I love injecting my client's personality and their ideal client's personality into their branding. So what does branding mean? Branding means that you create a guide that houses the colors, fonts, and style. So your brand style, you can upload styled stock photography that you belong to in a subscription. You can upload those into their photo bank. They have amazing photos in the photo bank. This is in Canva. I don't think I said that, but Canva is my go-to for all of my digital marketing. I create my website graphics in it, and I create my social media marketing posts, my Pinterest posts, designs, anything that has to do with marketing online, I do in Canva because it's a one-stop shop. Everything's there. You can put in your brand colors, and then you put in your fonts. They give you an option to have your header font. Mine is San Clemente, so San Clemente goes into the H1 or the header area. Then there's an H2, which is a smaller header font, and then H3, which is the smallest. So you can put in the fonts for those different sizes. It's basically typographic hierarchy is what it's called. That's the big term. The hierarchy means the sizes in terms of importance. So H1 is the most important, so that is going to be the largest font size. And then H2 is going to be a sub font, and that could be a sans serif font or something that is smaller than the H1 font, but it shows that it is not as important as that font. And then the H3 is usually a very small version of whatever that font is, and that is the third part of the hierarchy and not as important as number 2 or number 1. So that's a little quick dive into branding. So if you'd like, in the comments below, I am going to put my affiliate link for Canva so that you can get your own Canva account going, and you can create your guide in Canva for your branding, and then you can access that whenever you want to call out a certain color and create any kind of graphics. They're stored there so you can immediately access them. Okay, branding. The other thing about branding that people don't realize is that, unless you're a brand designer, is that, and it's hard to do ourselves. Like, it's hard to brand ourselves. So I get it. And it's actually something that is difficult for brand designers, and you may be one, and that is to get outside help for your own brand. That is difficult because you feel like, I can brand, I shouldn't have to hire someone else. But having someone who is a neutral party look at your branding, make recommendations, they're going to see things that you don't see because you are in it. You're in it day in, day out, and someone who you get along with, and they can make the process fun. They will help you brand yourself in a way that you didn't even realize was possible, or options, whatever. So if you are a brand designer, you're a graphic designer, highly consider scoping out and following people that do offer brand design for creatives, because it honestly, it needs to be a perfect fit, because you need to feel like you have a really good collaboration going with that person, so you can have really good, actionable, scalable results. So number 3, you need to encourage loyalty with freebies. So a freebie is a digital download in exchange for their email. So if you don't have an email list, or you haven't touched your email list for a while, having this on your website is really the secret sauce. It's what grew my business. I didn't know, when I first started my email marketing, I didn't know anything about email marketing, and I didn't think it would help me. But the minute I started creating workbooks and checklists and cheat sheets and different digital downloads that solved the first step of my audience's journey with me, it grew my business, and it helped grow my own confidence as well, because that can be a huge part of it. Being a creative entrepreneur is a huge head game, and we have to be able to kind of trick ourselves to not fall into the trap that we don't need this, or it's not going to do me any good. That's not true. Come at it with a boatload of confidence, and anything can be possible. So give them a reason to take action. So right underneath my header, I have a dark, it's my dark teal color, and it's below my header. Choose one prominent color for your branding that is kind of what you're known for. It will kind of be your marker with your audience. And so for me, mine is actually 2 colors. I have a coral and a dark teal. So I used this dark teal to be the banner background color for my main opt-in, which is a launch and marketing guide. So I'll put that link below as well, because that's different than the Dream Client Finder. And that will show you where there are holes in your business and how to use Instagram to help you launch a new product, service, and use Instagram for business. So that is a really awesome little freebie that I have, and I highlighted that by using a very bold color, even though, but it's more in the rich, bold color. A lot of people use hot pinks and other colors like that. That isn't my brand or my brand voice, but this dark greenish teal, it really offsets the look of my freebie. So whenever you want to give something away, you need to show it as well. So I go into Canva, and after taking screenshots of certain parts of my freebie, I arrange it and design it in a social media size. I think it's 1020 by 1020 or 880 by 880. As long as it's square, arrange the screenshots that you upload in Canva, arrange those in a way that is really appealing. And then you go up to the right-hand corner and you click Save as a PNG, but click the box that says transparent. Because when you click that box, it won't give you a white box. It will give you just the fanned out, designed digital download that you are wanting to showcase. And so that is what I upload into the banner after I upload the color. And then I'm able to type in all of the copy that will get my audience to want to click and opt in for that freebie. So this builds loyalty, it builds momentum, it grows your email list. You need to start putting this into play before you even think that you want to sell something. Because I know everyone's like, well, I don't have anything to sell. I don't need an email list. Start anything before you need it. Just start anything before you need it. That has been my rule of thumb. I think when I first joined Twitter, gosh, was it like 2009 or something? I remember thinking, I'm not going to need this, but my kids are napping right now, and who knows, maybe I'll need it someday. So then I opened my Twitter account. And I think I did the same thing with Facebook. And even with email marketing, I'm like, I'm not ready to sell anything yet, but someday I may be. And so before I knew it, I got up to 400 on my email list. And I was glad that I did it before I was ready, before I was hungry, before I was desperate. So that is a huge win for both you and your viewer. You get their email list, they get a solution to their problem. Win-win. Okay, so, and then my tip is position this underneath the header on the home page. There are other pages that I don't necessarily put the opt-in right under the header, but I do that on my home page. So make sure that you do that as well. And then below that, you'll want to give 3 calls to action. This is where you move into what your services are. If you have 3 different types of services, you can highlight that. You can create boxes, you can create circles, whatever it is, but it needs to be 3 separate entities that give them the option to click into each one. And so give them the choice, and then you'll see that they will start moving through your website more. So let's see. So this guides your audience through your website in these different ways. And an example from my website is I have my premium service, and I didn't want I wanted this to look very different. I didn't want just 3 boxes that were the same size, same format. I didn't want that. I have had a website for like, I don't know, 18 years or something. And I wanted it to look different. And the comments that I've gotten from, like people on my email list or my Instagram followers is that they loved the graphics that I used in these boxes. And I also made them odd shapes. So that helps with the brain, because we don't always like everything uniform or the same, but it still needs to make sense. So I have one box that is very big. This is for my premium service. And then there's a grid so that on the side, there are two of the same boxes that aren't as large, and they have options for my audience to click through to my shop or my blog. That's what I chose to do. So you can choose whatever is most important so that they don't have to go to the navigation bar. They can look at your grid and then choose where they want to go from there. So that is the 3 calls to action. So let's recap. So we got your header, we got your messaging, and then the call to action in the header. So what you do, who you are, and who you help. And then, boom, an excuse for them to take action immediately if that resonates with them. And maybe they've been following you for a while, so they're going to know that they want to move forward. So then, number 2, after the header, you go down to presenting an opt-in that is going to solve a problem that is the first step in their journey. So that, what is the first struggle or hang up that your audience has that you can relieve them of? I like right here, I've been referring to this notebook. My husband's a teacher, so I have all of these composition notebooks, but I write down and brainstorm everything in here. So you can do the same when it comes to the struggle and how you can help your audience. But also in my Dream Client Finder, you will have a workbook where you can flesh all this out as well. So don't forget to click that link in the comments below. And if you've liked this so far, hit the subscribe button so that, and the bell, so that you can get these when they come out. All right. So 3 is encourage loyalty. 4, give the 3 calls to action. So premium service, blog, shop. Or if you have 3 types of services, your premium service, mine is a design day. So say you want to customize a Squarespace template, that would qualify to be done in my design in a day. So that is my service that I push and I love. So that is front and center. And then you could also have, like a 1-hour deep dive intensive. If you also are a coach, you can do a coaching call. Whatever is the most important services are the most important services that you want to sell. Put those in your call to action boxes. All right. Include testimonials on each page. I don't think I covered that. So testimonials are social proof that what you do has already helped people. If you're just starting, of course, you're not going to have testimonials, but you can use, actually, there were 2 ladies who are creative entrepreneurs. They used to own the Think Creative Collective, and now I think it's called the Boss Project. They were selling this course in Trello. It was only $29, and they didn't have any testimonials because no one had taken it yet, but they had a funny blurb about how their mom thinks they're so great. And she highly recommends the course. And I just thought that humor was perfect, because you don't always have to fake it till you make it. I think a sense of humor in that area can work if it fits your brand. So I do remember they didn't have any testimonials, and they sold the socks off of that Trello course. So I would totally recommend either kind of being tongue-in-cheek and have a little fun with it if you don't have testimonials, or ask past clients or those that know you for like character, what is it called? Like a character reference. So that you're punctual, that you do as you do what you say, and you're loyal, and what your core values are. Ask the people that know you to give you a character reference, and you can use that. Otherwise, when you want to ask past clients or you want to ask clients for a testimonial, the best rule of thumb is to ask for a testimonial after the project is done, within like 3 to 5 days. So what I do is I thank them so much for the opportunity to have collaborated with them and how much I loved it. And then I put a link to a survey that I created in either SurveyMonkey or Typeform. Those are both really good, and I've used both of them. And Typeform has a really modern look, and SurveyMonkey, they may have more templates. I honestly can't remember. I do remember Typeform being very simple. So that might be the one you want to go with, and most people use Typeform. So create 5 questions in Typeform and go through what you want to ask them. Because if you just ask someone, can you give me a testimonial? They can send back an email that says, Jean was great, I'm so glad I hired her. That doesn't tell anybody anything. You need something that has emotion in it, something that is based on statistics, like did their conversions increase because of the website that I created for them? Did they book more clients in 2020 because of the work that I did? So create questions that will move your past clients to really give you a good testimonial. What you'll do is you'll compile the information from those 5 questions, and then you can create a testimonial based on those facts. I know that you also can benefit from copying, pasting into your notepad on your computer. Copy and paste any emails or messages that come throughout your time together on the project, and keep those sound bites so that you can use those as testimonials. You can even create social media graphics that have those quick, oh my gosh, we were dying when we got your latest files. They are exactly what we were looking for, and more than I expected, or something that's short, and make that into a social media graphic and put that out there. So once you create those questions, you just send an email to your client or past client and tell them, like I said, I had such a great time working with you. Here is my survey. Could you please fill it out and get it back to me? You can even include a $5 Starbucks card. Say, here's a little treat from me. Make sure that you have something fun to drink while you're filling out this survey. And I really, again, thank you so much for the collaboration. I'm so glad that we met. Something, whatever. Me, I am an ENFJ, so I'm very much an extrovert. I like hospitality, and I like to help people. So I always want people to feel comfortable, happy, and better because we came in contact. So just treat people like you want to be treated, and you will not have to ask for that many referrals. They will just happen. So send that link and you will get referrals. I'm sorry, testimonials, and then just pop those into your website. So if you would like me to do a video on the questions that you should ask your clients or your past clients for the testimonials, please say yes, I want the survey tip, and I will create a video for that. So I hope that was helpful today. That was video number 1 in my 30 days of content. So stay tuned. Tomorrow around this time, lunchtime, I will be releasing another video that will help you with branding and marketing your business to scale. So thank you so much.